Hey all, I'm Chris Wesley, Director of Student Ministries, and I want to thank you for joining me for this preview for our January series. Now, depending on when you're watching this, you might be opening up gifts for Christmas, you might be recovering from Christmas or even New Year's, but anyway, I'm glad that you've checked this out. Now, I'm giving a preview not just to the student series, but also for our children's series, and you might notice that Lisa Scotta, our Director of Children's, is not with us right now, and that's because she is on maternity leave, so I hope that you can keep in your prayers Lisa and her husband Don and their new son Trey, and welcome them to the Nativity family when you see them on the weekends. But anyway, I'm going to do my best to give you all a rundown of what you can expect for our children and our student series this January. So starting the weekend of January 8th and 9th, and then for high school students, January 6th, we're starting a brand new series in Big Church called Plan B. And it's all about what happens when our plans that we have for our life don't work out according to our expectations, and how to really embrace God's plan. So that's the Big Church synopsis of their series. What we're calling it in student programming is When Life Happens, and it follows basically the same premise that we want teenagers to know what to do when life happens, when things change in their lives, when disappointment or failure or things out of their control just arise, like how to respond to that. With the kids in the children's programs, we're calling it Cosmic City. And what we're doing is we're taking them on this out of the world adventure where we're helping them identify the different ways that God's going to show up in their life. Because sometimes the best way to get through life's hard knocks, or just to get through change in life, good or bad, is to know where God is in this life. So that's what we hope to do. So that's the general idea of the whole series. Now, how we're going to help them do this, what we want them to do, let me explain. Well, with your kids and teenagers, we want them to learn how to identify God. With the teenagers, we want them to learn how to identify God through the pain, through the disappointment, through some of the hardships that they might face in change. Again, change can be good and it can be bad, but we want them to be able to identify God in those areas. With the kids, we just want them to start naming the places, the things, the people that they see and meet. We want them to start seeing the different ways that God shows up in their lives. So we're going to challenge them to do that. And the way that we're going to challenge them to do this is we're going to want them to record these moments down. We want them to physically record the different God sightings that they have. Now, this is where you, the parent, can come in and really help out. Take some time with your kids to give thanks, to talk about the different ways that they saw God in their day. And you can do this at dinner time. You can do this before they go to bed. You can do this when they're trapped in the car and they can't escape your questions. But basically, just find some time where you can sit down as a family and talk about the different moments where God shows up in their lives. Now, how are we going to help you do this? Well, we always offer great resources in the cafe, and for the children's ministry, we're offering this resource, this book called "Who Made God and the Other Things We Wonder About," and it's a great resource. It's a great book for parents for you to pick up for your children. For teenagers, we just encourage you also to pick up a Bible. There's some great teen Bibles with great commentary in there that explain the different ways that God does show up in our lives. So I really encourage you guys to pick up a Bible for them, or at least encourage them to download one on their iPad or iPhone or iPod or whatever, so you can do it that way. We're also going to help you out through our website. You can go to the parents' website. You can check out the blogs from our pastor. I have one from Kathleen Leslie, our Director of Members. She has a blog, and we'll pretty much talk about these kind of situations throughout the series, so you can definitely pick up one there. And of course, we have resources for you, the parent, to grow on your own, because again, what you're hearing, what your children are hearing in the kids programs, what your teenagers are hearing in the student programs, and what you're hearing during our services, it's all going to match, and it's all going to create a great synergy and great conversation for you and your family. Again, if you have any more questions, you can check out our parent website, and hope to see you on the weekend. Thanks.